I think I figured out today by watching a couple of episodes of a particular podcast. I think I figured out today why women that are in their mid 40s, early 50s go through this period, what they call a midlife crisis. But I think I actually figured out what it is. I think people are bored. When you are in your 40s and 50s, your kids are leaving. You have done the same thing every single day. You come home, you make supper, you go to work, you get up, you go to work, you do laundry, you run kids to their sports activities. You don't ever get out and do anything different. The only thing you look forward to, in my case, is planning a vacation. And actually the dopamine that I get from planning a vacation and have something on the calendar is actually more of a dopamine enhancer than anything. And so why is that? Why is it that we don't ever plan anything new? When you're in your early 20s and early 30s, when you're getting out of high school, when you're a kid, you are constantly have change. You constantly have things that are new in your life. You constantly have new experiences, new things to look forward to. And I think when you get to your 40s and your 50s, you just have done the same thing for so many days in a row that nothing's new. So everything is boring. And I think I figured out that is more than anything with people wanting to make big, huge changes in their lives. I think midlife crises all comes down to not doing anything different or scheduling fun into your life. So this summer, I have said no to several things that I probably should have said yes to. With my daughter going into her first year of college, my last daughter going into her first year of college, and we went to orientation yesterday at the college she's going to, middle of North Dakota. We're from Minnesota, so she's actually going out of state, which is just a little bit different for me. She's going to the coldest city in the United States in the winter, even colder than here. She's going to need another winter coat. Might as well wear 2 winter coats. It's so cold there. But at this conference, there was a very, very, very good, sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm watching for snakes as I'm walking. There was a very, very, very good speaker. And she would be a fantastic public speaker. She can go on and on and on and not even stop like I stop and think about what I'm going to say. She doesn't stop. She just keeps going. But she really drew an impression on me, and she actually has her youngest son is leaving too, and she couldn't wait to be an empty nester. She was so excited that her kids were going to be flying and enjoying their lives and all the fun things that they have coming. But what I realized when I was doing some research this morning, and when I realized with the public speaker, or the speaker that I watched yesterday at this college, was she schedules fun into her life. So she's busy and active and has all kinds of things going, and she doesn't have time to think about why her life is boring. She doesn't have time to think about midlife crisis. She jumps into things. She tries things. If it doesn't work, she just moves on to the next thing. She doesn't have that sense of, I need to think about it, but I'm just going to think and think and think, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit and think about it and wallow in it. And like me, I do all my spreadsheets, and I calculate profit and loss, and I calculate if I leave my 9 to 5, actually 7:30 to 4 job. Oh, sorry, that was a frog. If I do all of these things, that's not going to be good for my family. But sometimes you maybe need to jump into things just a little bit, taste it out, like this YouTube channel. I started this YouTube channel in January. I didn't think anybody would watch me. But I have 651 people, one person more than yesterday, 651 people that actually enjoy what I say and are interested in the things that I have going on in my late 40s and the different ideas that I have. I have lots and lots and lots of ideas. I'm super entrepreneurial and super creative. I try lots of things. A lot of things don't work. I can do videos after videos of my failures as good as the successes I have. But I think the key is, as I was listening to this, is you have to just schedule, have things on your calendar, put things on. Say, you know what, my husband and I, it's our 20th, something like that, past 20, and wedding anniversary in January. And of course we get married in the coldest month of the year, so it's hard to go anywhere. But you know what, we're just going to put something on the calendar. We used to scuba dive. We're going to go back and get our pool certification caught back up in our scuba diving, and we're going somewhere and we're just going to scuba dive. We don't have any equipment. We're just going to rent it. Makes me a little nervous. I don't like to go any deeper than 30 feet because that's where all the colorful fish are. But we're just going to go in January. And, you know, we're not going to do a long trip. We're going to do the 4 to 5 day trip. Because I feel like sometimes doing the shorter, there's mosquitoes everywhere too. Doing the shorter trips gets that dopamine going, saves our vacation time for those people that are working. And you get kind of that rush where your life isn't just boring because you have something coming up or something to plan for, something to think about. So I think I'm going to switch to a little bit of shorter trips this year instead of, we did a couple long ones last year. We live in northern Minnesota, so we do need to get out of the winter. Like, I have to have sunshine a couple times a year in the winter, twice a year in the winter, or this lady is crabby. That will give you a midlife crisis. But anyway, I just think that all of these things are just so important for mental health, getting out of your rut when you're in your 40s. I'm and another thing, I'm like deathly afraid of snakes. And because it's warm right now, all of the snakes are out. And I saw a snake earlier and I screamed bloody murder. But you know what? That releases dopamine. That's something different, new, and exciting in my life today. As I'm going on a walk, I got to see a snake. So you can look at things glass half empty, glass half full. Like, really. So I wanted to give a really big shout out to the speaker yesterday at the college. She probably maybe subscribes to me by now because I did talk to her yesterday a little bit. But I was just so impressed. She just has the zest for life. I want to be like that. I want you to be like that. And I want you to think about trying to schedule things into your calendar, even if you don't even want to do it. Like the other 2 weeks ago, my sisters and my mom wanted to go play pickleball. Okay, I've never played pickleball. I don't really enjoy any type of tennis. That's just really not my jam. But I went and played pickleball. Now I know how to play pickleball. I'm glad I went and played pickleball. I don't know if I'll do it again, but it was just a random thing to try, and I said yes. And so maybe that's the key. You just have to start saying yes to stuff too. So anyway, that's 8 minutes of me talking, and probably enough. See you soon.